at Wangaratta, and that is the first leg of the quaddie. And I should say up at Wangaratta, not down at Wangaratta, of course, because they are up in the northeast. We're getting closer to the next at Warrnambool, the big one of the day, the Wongoom, and still a very wide open betting race. More action is shortening up here. John Bell's selection, $8.30 into $7.30. As far as the others are concerned, mint condition, where you can see there, it has drifted out to $6.90, but it's still the favourite at that quote. And just having a look at the others when we do appear, there you can see Poacher Star, Video Fan, Mamselle Dien's all given good chances at double figure odds. Buffer's Pride's right in the betting. Ruling Regent Not Hopeless, Video Kid right in it as well, as along with Belzevere and Coltar. What an open race it is. Hong Kong Star also around about the $15 mark. John Bell, you could hardly have a more open race than this.
You're certainly right there, Peter. It's actually 5-1 the field in the betting ring. So that just gives you some indication of what sort of value you're playing with here. One of the favourites is More Action, number 14, trained by Michael O'Leary. Michael, the horse is up in class today, but he really looks like he's going to measure up.
He's a good horse. I think he's up to city class. He's only had one run back from a spell and won very well. He likes a wet track, and I was hoping it'd be a little bit wetter. That's the only thing against him.
You've been doing the rain dance, is it?
I have, definitely. I've been hoping for about 3 days, but I didn't start early enough because it's come a little wee bit late.
Yeah. Now, has he made some improvement from that first up run?
I think he has. Yes, I think he has. And his first up run was obviously a country sprint, but gee whiz, he done it very easy. And everything's right about the horse. It's just how quick they go.
Well, there looks to be a bit of speed. Will he be just off that or further back?
He'll be back off him a little bit, but he'll finish the race off. That's for certain.
Well, it looks a good chance. Yeah. You've also got Kubla Khan later in the day in race 9.
Yeah, I think he might need another run. He's a horse that last time it took a couple of races to get him right, and he's a big gawk of a thing, and I just think he might need one more. But he goes quite nicely for a restricted horse. He goes well.
A horse worth following beyond today.
For sure. No doubts about that. He's quite a handy horse.
Okay, well, best of luck with More Action today. Looks like he's got a pretty good chance.
Thank you very much.
Michael O'Leary there is certainly one of the top trainers in the district, and the money has come in for More Action here. They bet $7. It firmed in 1 point. So we're playing with $6 the field here, and the tote's pretty similar. The favourite on the tote at the moment is around a 6-1 chance. So there's some good value all round here. Now, I'll give you a run through the whole field here, headed by number 1 Belzevere. Of course, won it last year. He's going to need a little bit of luck from a wide barrier, but there has been a bit of talk around that the inside's starting to cut out a little bit here, and that 2 or 3 or 4 horses off the fence is the place to be. Well, that will probably end up suiting Belzevere, because if he can get some cover, I do think he can win back-to-back Wongooms here. He opened up at double figure odds. He's drifted 2 points. And with the conditions worsening, Coltar is one of the equal favourites. Good value on the tote at the moment at around the $6.80 mark. With the bookmakers, he is a $6 chance, so a touch of value there. Number 4, Hong Kong Star, has been a drifter. He's out to 3 times the each way quote, but you're still getting a few points of value there. Number 5, Mint Condition. We spoke to Robbie Lang earlier, and he said if the track starts to deteriorate a little bit, it won't help this horse. If there was a track downgrade, he would have scratched the horse. So probably a little bit of a concern there. That's been indicated in the betting ring. He's out to 2 times the each way quote now, so he's a shade under the odds on the tote. Number 6, Poacher Star, opened at 3 times the each way, has drifted 3 points. Video Fan, probably find these a little bit too nippy, but a very handy horse on his day. He opened at 3 times the each way quote, has drifted 2 points. Number 8, Mamselle Dien's, is certainly the leader in this race. Has been kept very safe with the bookmakers, only a $7 chance, so you're getting quite good value on the tote. Number 9, Buffer's Pride, has drifted a touch. He's a shade under what the bookies are offering. The bookies are offering the $10, so not a lot of value there. Number 11, Ruling Regent, loves these conditions. Has been steady throughout betting, and you're getting about 4 points of value there. Mamselle Dien's has drifted a further half point, and Video Fan has drifted another point in the latest call. Down to number 12, Video Kid, does love these conditions and has come in for some good support in the betting ring. They opened him up around $8. He's firmed in a full point. So he's also a touch of value. More Action, as we said, firmed in a point and is equal favourite with Coltar at this stage. Lord Tyson, not fancied at all, and Go Davo Go has been kept safe at 3 times the each way. So a $13 chance, and you're getting a 3.5 points of value on the tote there. Now, another call's just come through. Money for Mint Condition has firmed in 1 point. Coltar has drifted a half point. So we've got More Action as an outright favourite now with the bookmakers at $6. So whatever you do fancy in this race, you know one thing you're going to get value. I've tipped More Action. He's going to need a little bit of luck in that he wants speed. and a little bit of cover. That being the case, I think he's an up-and-coming horse, and he can win the Wangoom for 1998. So the money at this stage, More Action, Video Kid, and just late mint condition. The runners are behind the gates and about to move in.
John Bell with that preview of the Wangoom, and just before they get set and jump away in the Newmarket of the Bush, let's go to Rob Auber at Wangaratta.
Yes, thanks, Pete. Well, the odds-on favourite Cost You Lots went down, but I suppose the second pick, Show of Hands, got up. Congratulations, John. I was just saying if you knew that you were going to find the front as you did, you were going to be right in the race, and that's the way it worked out.
Yeah, I suppose, Rob. I guess we were concerned of being outside the front, and I suppose it just depended on how much work we had to do to get there.
It was a good run last start here at Wangaratta, and today he's gone on with that run because he found plenty in the straight.
Yeah, sure. He went very nice in the heat. I guess the concern today was that we were meeting Cost You Lots and Denmark Boy, who, you know, both got a high opinion of them. So we really went in the race, you know, hoping that we could run in the first three anyway.
And it is a big drop in class, isn't it? You've chased home Safe and Sound, Twinkle Camilla at Moonee Valley. You've come back to the Bush, and it is a big class drop.
Oh yeah, for sure. The second three-year-old is very hard to get, and I think sometimes a horse loses a bit of confidence, and we had 3 or 4 runs where we're virtually just chasing backsides, I guess, all the time, and we just felt for the horse's confidence, and by the time we got the second row, it was probably easier just to go straight to a CO.
All right, John, congratulations. No more drives for the afternoon. You can head back to Echuca.
Good on you. Thanks, Rob.
Good on you. John Ryan does a terrific job with his team of horses. Show of Hands taking out the first leg at Aquatic. I did speak to Graham Morgan as he came off the track, asked him if there was any excuse, and he said, no, she's just gone terrible. He said she was bolting coming off the back, and when he asked her for an effort, she just found nothing. So no excuses for the beaten favourite.
Okay, Rob, thanks for that report from Wangaratta, and they're just about getting ready for the Wangoom Handicap, race number 7. As we said, the principal event on the second day of the Warrnambool Carnival, and heading forward to the Warrnambool Cup and the Grand Annual Steeplechase at the Bull tomorrow in front of a crowd of, I would reckon, around about 20,000 people tomorrow.
Yeah, every reason to think they'll get that. The reports I've heard from the boys down there, and it's certainly a big team. The Herald Sun Racing Department resembles a ghost town at the moment. There's no one there. Timmy Habel's there. Johnny Bell's on track, Shane Templeton's on track, 2 photographers are down there.
Yeah, gee, I wonder why they wanted to go down there.
I think it's a little bit better than being in the office. Matt Stewart's got office duties all week long, so obviously he's in the bad books.
Well, he's probably watching as we speak. Matty, hello to you. And there is mint condition. Neville Wilson, one of the favourites, going into the gates. Hong Kong Star in the blue with the gold spots. And that looks like it's Lord Tyson in the all-white colours of the club by the look of it, with Gary Murphy in the saddle.
This is not only an open betting race, but it's a very big betting race, about to tip over the $250,000 mark,
Yeah.
The win pool, and the place pool is just shy of 140,000. So obviously this was going to be the biggest betting race of the day, but still with a lot more money to go in, because we know how many punters bet late.
Coltar is the one that they've come forward to. It is the new Tate favourite at $6.10 and $2.20. Mint condition now out to $8.60 and $3.10. It's currently $8.10 and $3.10, but it will go out to $8.60 in a moment. And Video Kid number 12 has come in, or has gone out a little bit, I should say.
Huge crunch now for More Action.
Yeah. $8.30 into $5.80. So favourites changing all the time here. Coltar was the favourite a minute ago. Now it's More Action number 14. We said it was a wide open betting race. That's exactly the way it's proven. All sorts of late betting moves. They call it the Newmarket of the Bush. It's the Wangoom Handicap. Let's take you to Brian for his call of race 7.
Racing. Came away in a good line too. Marcel the ends away, running out wide, landed in front. Belzevere hopped out quickly, said it go, Dave go. Just behind those mint condition, driving forward now. Further back in the race, Poacher's Star. Ruling Region the inside, Hong Kong Star had to steady and ease back. Then Video Fan, Video Kid, a length further back in the race. More Action, Hong Kong Star has got back with Coltar. Lord Tyson last of all. Over on the inside, Marcel the ends has got to the rail, a half-length mint condition. A length and a half to go, Dave go third. 1 further back, Belzevere, 3 deep around Poacher's Star. Ruling Region the fence, 2 further back of the race, Buffer's Pride. Then came the inside, Video Kid, 1 to Video Fan. The outside, More Action from Hong Kong Star. 3 to Coltar and 4 lengths last of all, Lord Tyson. It's Marcel the ends, the leader, up to the circle now, about a half in front of mint condition. condition, and Go Dave Go looming up on the outside. A length further back, then Belzevere, the top weight around Poacher's Star, and further back is Ruling Regent. Marcel Dien straightened up a length and a half. Go Dave Go mint condition. Then Belzevere under pressure, More Action and Buffer's Pride coming down the centre at the 200 metre mark. Marcel Dien's in front on the outside. Go Dave Go is trying hard. Marcel Dien's Go Dave Go, and here on the outside is More Action coming with a sweeping run. Marcel Dien's in front of More Action. Marcel Dien's a half neck on the line, 2 More Action. Head third, Go Dave Go. Behind those is Buffer's Pride from out wide, a Video Kid. Then mint condition, followed by Ruling Rigid, Poacher's Star, Video Fan, further back Hong Kong Star, Coltar. Well back in the race in Belzevere, and the last runner home is Lord Tyson.
Number 8, Mamselle Dienz, is the winner of the Wangoom Handicap. Should pay about $8.30 and $3. Found the place to be. That was up the front and has hung on to win. But the second horse, Adam Hamilton, I don't think there's any doubt More Action has been something beaten.
Yeah, look, it was just to say it was a run of the race is a mammoth understatement. It got a long way back. I'd say a lot further than Mick O'Leary would have wanted in the early stages, but that's just the way it panned out. It came right around them. You can see it there.
That's it in the red colours on the extreme left of the screen now.
The widest runner coming with it was Buffer's Pride, about to get out of the ruck as well. But at this stage, well, I thought the horse that went on to win, Mamselle Dienz, I thought it was starting to paddle at this stage. And when you look at its form, it's now won 8 of 14, but it was a little query at getting the strong 1200 in this company today. It was beaten here. It really was. It's rallied strongly in that last 30 yards. You couldn't have enough on More Action here. Flying down the outside, there's no doubt its run ended there, and the momentum's carried it that last little bit. But I think about 40 metres off the line, all the work that it did, More Action took its toll, and it's gone down by, well, you'd probably say the margin was about a long neck on the line. Mamselle Dienz rallying to win $8.30 and $3 even, beating the heavily backed tote favourite at least. That was More Action, about $2.20 for the place. There you go.
And Go Dave Go, number 16, has wound up in third placing, should pay around about $4.70. So it's 8, 14 and 16, one of the biggest wins as a trainer for Daryl Cannon, and I think he's down with John Bell at Warrnambool now.
That's right, Pete, he is here, and a very satisfying win for you, Daryl.
Extremely, John, yeah, extremely satisfying. Yeah, super filly, yeah.
Well, she's always sort of been a bit of a query at the 1200, but gee, she's running out super strong today.
Well, we done a lot of homework, and we had to get her to run the 1200, and I just said to Stan, you're going to have to give her an easy run for as long as you can, and I mean, all he had to do was think, and he done it mid-race, which is probably able to do enough to kick at the finish.
Yeah.
Yeah, super run.
Yeah. Well, Stan does most of the riding on this filly or mare, and she really seems to go well for him.
He's got a good affinity with her, and he's only missed out once. Brent Stanley rode her in town, but he comes up and he gallops her, and you know, I'm appreciative to Megsy for letting him come up, and as I say, he's got a good affinity with her, and you know, for a size that she is, she's done a terrific job.
What did you think in the run when they got to the last, or they all started coming at her on the corner? What were your thoughts then?
Well, the thing was at Moonee Valley, she never kicked. And there was a reason for that. I knew once she started to kick today, after they'd straightened and got down by the 200, I thought, well, she's going to kick and they're going to be damn good horses to run her down, because that's the best quality as a start, where she's so good out of the gates and her finish is so good at the finish. So
pretty popular victory too.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think
the
so.
crowd have really got behind you. It's obviously pretty exciting for you.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you get a bit of mileage winning these sort of races, so, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to win these sort of races.
How long have you been training now?
6 years.
Yeah. And compared to race riding, how have you enjoyed it?
More satisfying, because the money's better. And that's what
the money's better in training or riding?
Yeah, no, the money's better when you win races like this.
Yeah, well, terrific. I'll let you go and savour the victory.
Thanks,
Congratulations. Daryl Cannon there. Obviously pretty happy to be taking home the prize today. She was a drifter in the market, mainly because of that concern with the 1200 metres. She hadn't run it out before, but she certainly did it in great style today. She was 11 to 2, out to 7 to 1. More Action was the favourite at 5 to 1. He was 6s into 5s, and boy, there really appeared to be no betting that he was going to take the prize when he peeled out and sort of got within a length of him. But the filly, or the mare, Mamselle Dienz, has proved too tough, and a pretty popular victory.
And it's going to pay $8.30 and $3, John. $8.30 and $3 for the winner, Mamselle Dienz. Second, More Action, $2.20. Third, number 16, Go Dave Go, paid $4.70. The Quinella, $33.90. The Exacta, $74.20. The Race to Race Double, $40 even. on the combination of 3 Amadi Saklat and 8 Mamzelle Dienz, and the trifecta has paid $774.10. 8.30, $3, $2.20, $4.70, Quinella $33.90, exacta $74.20, trifecta $774.10, running double $40 even. The win in place was almost $500,000 on race 7, the Wangoom handicap, at $120,000 combined for the Quinella and the trifecta, and so you're up around $620,000 in holdings for the Wangoom race number 7. The big one of the day is down at Warrnambool. Next event for telecast comes up at Wangaratta. It's race 5 at the Harness Racing. We'll be back with more after this break.
Liquid music is a magical, mystical journey through sight, sound and imagination. An almost hypnotic mix of music and powerful, relaxing images. Liquid music brings psychedelic visuals into your lounge room. Liquid music, here on Channel 31. Snack TV is your look into the people of Melbourne. Snack TV matches social and cultural situations to music, turning life into an art form. Snack TV, Tuesdays at 10:45, here on Channel 31.
Just Rock is the largest rock and roll club in Melbourne.
Join Edie each Saturday at 3:30 for 50s rock and roll in the 90s.
With me, I have a couple of band members of the Starliners.
A look at the era, its fashion, music, dance and fine cars.
About 3 years before we decided to rebuild it.
50s rock and roll in the 90s with Edie, Saturdays at 3:30 here on Channel 31.
The theoretical discussion.
Join Channel 31 for The Spot.
The ones in Europe.
The Spot gives Australian artists the opportunity to showcase their work to the people of Melbourne.
That the artists are directly involved in this video.
And they'll go back and spend some more time and notice
ideas, exhibitions and interviews with up-and-coming artists combine to make The Spot Melbourne's outlet for new art.
Model for an underwater resort.
The Spot, here on Channel 31.
Welcome back to our studios here at Moonee Valley, and we'll be here again tomorrow, of course, with the harness racing happening here. What sort of program we got?
Yeah, pretty good meeting. I went through the forms here. Getting dizzy, there's that much on, but I went through the Moonee Valley form on Monday, actually, for Thursday's meeting, and yeah, it looks pretty good. There's a couple of good races there, especially the latter half of the program. We get to see a couple of horses that would legitimately be Saturday night class, and that always adds some depth to the meetings.
So we've got lots to look forward to tomorrow with the Moonee Valley Harness Racing, and also, of course, the big meeting at Warrnambool with the first event there at 11:30, and we'll be on air from around about 20 minutes past 11. And if John Carney keeps on telling me throughout the day, I'm sure it'll sink into my thick skull by the end of the day. It's been a long day.
Well, it has been a long day for you. I know when my alarm went off at around about 7 o'clock or so, I was woken to your dulcet tones.
Yes, doing the breakfast session on Sport 927 this week, filling in for Kevin Bartlett and Dr. Turf.
What time does that start?
Up at 4.
Up at 4?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's all right.
Yeah, terrific. And now I know how the thoroughbred people feel. I don't know how they get up at that hour every morning, really.
No, it's pretty brutal, isn't it? But I've worked it out how we can guarantee you won't miss the Brekkie show tomorrow. We'll get Johnny Bell to give you a call.
As he's getting home?
Yeah, when he's about to go to bed.
All right. Well, that'll be terrific, and I'll look forward to getting these Swahili interpreters to find out exactly what it is he is saying. Our competition today. And just reminding you again, 0055 60154, what is the distance of the Grand Annual Steeplechase to be run at Warrnambool tomorrow? Is it 3,500 metres, choice 1, 4,500 metres, choice 2, or 5,500 metres, choice 3? 0055 60154. I think we've given enough hints.
Yes.
And it'll cost you 50 cents maximum, a little higher from mobile and public phones, but give it a try. And you could win a dining package for 2 people with the compliments of the Moonee Valley Racing Club, as well as a copy of the brand new publication Racing Victoria, the essential guide to the Victorian thoroughbred racing industry. And there it is there, which is available at newsagents for just $18.95, and it has some wonderful articles in it about the horse in general and about racing here in Victoria. It is the essential guide, and it's pretty good reading. Great value around about the $19 mark. Rob Auber is ready for us down at Wangaratta, so Robbie, take it away.
Yes, thanks Peter. And Adam, race 5 coming up here, the Avis Car Rentals Wangaratta Pacers Handicap. This is a standing start race, and equal favourites, number 4 Kingpin and also number 6 Aztec Bandit, both around the $3 or $3.30 now for Kingpin, $3.60 for number 6 Aztec Bandit. In the ring, they're both equal favourites. We spoke to Danny Ferris earlier on, the trainer of Aztec Bandit. He was very confident. Now we've got Noel Christensen, standing in for Gavin Christensen, his son, on Kingpin. Well, Noel, has the same degree of confidence with Kingpin?
Oh, yes, we're a bit disappointed at Kilmore with him, but today I think with a sit, we're going to give him a sit today, the same as Maryborough, and he went very good. So we just hope we can get a good trail throughout and get out at the right time.
Well, that's interesting to know the tactics that are going to be used with Kingpin. He's got very good manners usually from the stand, and earlier on he used to just bowl in front and love to run, but you think he's better now with the sit?
Well, this is his third run back from a spell, and all we can do is on his Maryborough run, and then Gator drove him the other day, and she said he didn't seem to be the same horse.
Right.
And we listened to the master, Bill Hutchison, when I was coming up today. He said he'd be better with the 6. So we seem to think that way. We have to try him that way.
Well, it's good to see. Billy doesn't even have to be on the track, and he's giving instructions. That's good.
So I hope Bill's right today. But everything else has been good with him, so we'll just have to go this way.
Well, Noel, Gavin, do you have many horses in work?
At the moment, he's working for, there's 3 race horses and 2 two-year-olds. But we've got a lot more in the paddock, and my wife has told me we have to get rid of some because I just can't get around to working them.
Yeah.
So that's one of those things. You breed too many and they catch up with you.
Do you, are you mainly involved in the breeding game, Noel?
Years ago, I used to just breed them and sell them.
Right.
But then the market, they'd rather buy them in New Zealand, and anything here they don't want them. They don't reckon they're good enough. But if you got one to sale, they reckon they're worth peanuts. So.
Yeah.
But. They're all for sale, but most people, they want them for nothing.
Yeah. And as far as standouts throughout your career, have you had a standout horse?
Oh, the best one I kept was Marak. He won here, and he won in, Fred Kersley had him towards the end of his career in Western Australia. I think his last start there ran second to Pure Steel in the Benson Hedges. He won a heat, and I think he went third in the final. He was the best. Fred wanted to take him to Sydney for the Dominion, and I wasn't a greedy owner. I said, no, turn him out. And Fred kept bringing me up off the front over there. He'll win at Harold Park. And turned him out, and he kicked the rail and done his back leg.
Right.
But we've had a few others, we've sold, they've gone to American, gone 158 and stuff like that. But at the moment, we're only breeding from 4 mares, and they're all produced. So we're going all right, but we're not just getting a good horse.
Yeah. And you've obviously had a close association with the Mifsud family.
Yes. Netto, I've known him since he was about 16 when he first started driving, and Johnny McLean used to drive a lot of horses for us years ago, and then he got out the game, and when you go to trials, it's pretty hard to get drivers.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to drive them race days, but you can't get drivers trial days. So Netto was good enough to drive at the trials, so I'll leave him on.
Yeah. All right, Noel, well, good luck with Kingpin. Let's hope the change of tactics will work your way.
I'll be looking for Bill.
Okay, well, Blaine Hutchie, if it doesn't go any good, good luck. Noel, he has a favourite here, number 4, Kingpin. He's tightened up on the tote now into $2.90. He was my top pick in the race, despite, well, I thought he'd lead, but does just the same. If he's going to come from behind, we'll still tip him on top. From number 6, Aztec Bandit, I think Danny Ferris gave us probably the biggest push of the day. He was very keen on this horse this afternoon. And number 1, What a Chance. He's a professional place getter, never runs a bad race, and from the nice draw with Max Wishart on board, I thought What a Chance had definitely a good place chance. So 4, 6 and 1. Outside of those, 2 Valdenti Get Plenty for Neil McCallum, and also number 7 Greek Sensation. Wasn't a bad run here last start, has also got some chance in the race. But 4, 6 and 1 for race 5 at Wangaratta. And Pete and Adam, as you can see, Bill's probably sitting up at home watching on 31, and the trainers are still listening to him.
Yeah, well, you think they'd learn by now, Rob, but still. Hello, Hutch, if you're watching. I have no doubt he would be.
Yeah, well, he'll be tuning in today, no doubt about it. In fact, I'm surprised he decided not to make the trip up to Wangaratta, but he'll be on track doing the Moonee Valley stuff for us tomorrow. Yes, he will be.
Okay, well, there's something to look forward to.
We should have actually told the trainer who we just had on then that Hutchie would be here, because he's obviously dishing out the driving instructions, so might have been a chance for him to have some words if the horse goes down today, Kingpin. But getting into a pretty short quote now, about $2.80 on the tote, $3.40 for, well, the biggest interview tip of the day, clearly, Aztec Bandit, Danny Ferris. In simple terms, he said, we'll win.
Yeah.
$3.40 and $4.30 for What a Chance. Look, I agree with what Robbie Orba says about number one, What a Chance being something of a professional place getter, but I think this is its race. I really do. Max Wishart, Barrier 1. It'll be my tip here, number one, What a Chance.
And we're about 4 minutes away from a start at Wangaratta. And yeah, our producer John Carney has just handed me a note saying that Hutchie will want a trainer's percentage if the horse wins.
Well, there's no question about that. I thought he would have already arranged that deal before he dished out the instructions. But
what's he doing later in the week when he's not giving out driving instructions, sort of solving the crisis in the Middle East, splitting the atom on Friday?
They tell me he's been sitting on the High Court ruling about the Wharfies dispute and that sort of thing. So, yeah, he's a real power player, Hutch.
I think it's great that he just uses his expertise in so many diverse areas.
Well, and that he's big enough to lend it to harness racing on occasions as well.
You're a great man, Hutch. Incidentally, if you're wondering why Keith Hillier is not in the chair today, for those of you who were with us a little bit earlier, you saw Keith all rugged up against the cool conditions there at Warrnambool. He's doing the big screen for today and I think yesterday as well, and tomorrow.
I think I caught him out of the corner of my eye when we last crossed there, and he was sort of gesturing with his coat to John Bell as if to say, you know, you took the mickey out of me earlier about wearing this coat. Who's laughing now? Because the mail has just dropped down to about 8 degrees on track. So.
Yes, we've got some mail from Warrnambool that not only is it very wet, but it's also very cold. But it's still a tremendous atmosphere there. I suppose you expect that at the start of May. We've had some drizzly old days. We've had some terrific days for Grand Annual steeplechases over the years. And I must say I've been to a few, and it is one of the racing days of the year for me.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I suppose I've sort of been down there with a group of blokes, and the memories tend to blur a little bit when you don't get any sleep for 3 days straight. But yeah, anyway, no, I've had some wonderful times down there, and I'm sure there'll be many wild and wonderful stories to come out of this year's carnival as well. And I'm not talking about just on track either.
I actually went down on the train one year, got the train on the Thursday morning, and had the dining car in the train with a mate of mine, and it was an experience.
Actually, Bruce Matthews, everyone would know him from the Herald Sun as a golf and tennis rider. Yep, Nara. He's heading down on the train. I think he was going down today on the train. Might have been. So, yeah, big time ahead for Nara.
Oh, it's a great way to get there. And, well, you're feeling no pain by the time you actually get to the races. And, of course, all punting philosophies are then thrown out the window. But that's what it's all about. It is a great racing occasion, but it's also a great social occasion.
Yeah, part of the charm of what is Warrnambool.
Yeah, and part of the charm of racing here in Australia. I think we're very lucky that we can sort of combine the social aspects along with the racing aspects. And when you look at 250,000 people going through the gates in the Spring Racing Carnival, well, the Melbourne Cup Carnival, and many, many more over the Spring Racing Carnival, we are fortunate, aren't we, that we've got such magnificent facilities at the metropolitan racecourses.
Yeah, I went across to Oakbank, which a lot of people say is akin to Warrnambool, and probably a little bit bigger in the way of crowds. That's part of an institution there in Adelaide, and for anyone who's been across to Oakbank, you'd know how wonderful it is. Just terrific day there. I went across about 5 or 6 years ago, but it was a rush trip, and I got to enjoy the whole carnival this time, and yeah, that was terrific.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not only the metropolitan racecourses with those fantastic grandstands, it's also the Oakbanks and the Warrnambools and some of the great country carnivals like the Cups here, the Geelong Cup and the Werribee Cup are also part of the Spring Racing Carnival as well.
Well, as we see the harness horses getting ready for this race 5 at Wangaratta, you can extend those country carnivals to harness racing, certainly. The Bathurst Carnival in New South Wales has been huge for a number of years now. The inaugural running was won by a pretty handy pacer called Master Musician.
Oh, he went all right.
Yes, went on to win well, I think about $1.5 million in his career. Might have been a bit more than that. Could have been $3 million if he had have been driven a little better on occasions. But anyway, he's retired now. There's no need to keep digging at his driver, I suppose. Harness racing in Victoria has its own series, the Bendigo Breeders' Crown, which was held for the first time last weekend. It was a tremendous success as well. Job well done to Bendigo. Just about set Wangaratta race 5. Equal favourites now. Numbers 1 and 4. What a Chance and Kingpin. Let's see how they go. Here's Adam Crittenden to call the race.
Right up, track cleared, racing. Greek Sensations missed it. Magenta Sunrise stood there and locked wheels with Astute, both out of business shortly after the start. Gallant Rogue also very slowly away, and What a Chance pinged straight to the lead. From Aztec Bandit, Valdente Get Plenty away well to third from Kingpin. 5 metres Alert Fella, about 12 metres to Greek Sensation, 20 metres further back to Gallant Rogue. Well, Astute's got going is a further 15 metres away, and Magenta Sunrise is a further 50 metres behind the second last horse. Into the straight the first time. What a Chance led by 2 metres. From Aztec Bandit, 3 wide comes Kingpin. Greek Sensation was 4 deep there for a short distance, but is now 3 wide as Kingpin goes up outside the leader. Valdente Get Plenty's on the back of What a Chance, who's in front, and then Alert Fella going back to the rail, about 12 metres to Gallant Rogue, 25 metres to Astute, and 35 to 40 metres Magenta Sunrise. 48.7 the lead time as they head to the back, and the leader is What a Chance, led by a metre on Greek Sensation. Valdente Get Plenty third, trails the leader. Kingpin now 1 by 1. Alert Fella 3 back on the inside of Aztec Bandit. They've really slowed the speed here, about 3 or 4 metres to Gallant Rogue. About to tack on is Astute, and still 25 to 30 metres Magenta Sunrise. A lap and a half to go. And the pacemaker is What a Chance, led by a metre on Greek Sensation. Valdente Get Plenty is third on the back of the leader. Kingpin is enjoying a nice sit 1 by 1. Alert Fella 3 back on the inside now of Aztec Bandit. Then Astute, who goes through on the inside of Gallant Rogue. And about 30 metres to Magenta Sunrise. 33.5 the first quarter. Into the straight to get the bell. The leader is What a Chance. Leads only narrowly from Greek Sensation the outside. Kingpin 1 by 1. Valdente Get Plenty, the trotters on the back of the leader. And then followed by Aztec Bandit, the running line outside Alert Fella. Then Astute inside of Gallant Rogue, and 30 metres Magenta Sunrise. Inside the bell lap now, and they head to the back. The leader is What a Chance, almost joined by Greek Sensation. The second quarter in 33.1. Valdente Get Plenty is third. Kingpin the outside fourth. And then Aztec Bandit with Alert Fella, Astute, Gallant Rogue. And last is Magenta Sunrise down the back. And Greek Sensation's really putting it to What a Chance now, 500 out. What a Chance inside Greek Sensation, 4 metres Kingpin. Valdente Get Plenty struggling to sprint with them, followed by Alert Fella. Out deeper Aztec Bandit, Gallant Rogue. And then Astute third quarter, 30.2. What a Chance drew a metre in front from Greek Sensation. Kingpin coming 3 deep. Aztec Bandit forced out 4 wide, then Alert Fella on the turn. What a Chance, a metre in front of Greek Sensation. Kingpin out deeper is Aztec Bandit, then Alert Fella, but still What a Chance in front. In fact, he raced away. 100 to go. He's 4 or 5 metres clear from Greek Sensation. Alert Fella making ground on the inside. What a Chance wants to stop, but he just wins. What a Chance won by a metre on the post to either Alert Fella or Greek Sensation, then Kingpin. Behind them was Aztec Bandit, followed by Gallant Rogue. Next in was Astute with Valdente Get Plenty. Last Magenta Sunrise after locking wheels at the start and the final quarter in 29.5.
Well, What a Chance able to get away with that comfortable run in front. They went through the middle half in a very slow 66.4 seconds. And the driver, Max Wishart, well, he dictated the terms. He went for home at the top of the straight when he appeared to have most of his rivals beaten around him. Kingpin was disappointing after having the 1-1. And, well, he did want to lie down in the final stages, What a Chance. He's not really a lover of the winning post. That's probably a fair way to put it. And he scrambled home to win by about a metre or so on the line. It is tight for second and third.
7 will get second, I think.
You go for the 7. Greek Sensation on the outside, just ahead of number 5, Alert Fella. Approximate dividends, $3.10 and $1.20 for the winner. Number 5, Alert Fella. Number 7, I should say, is Greek Sensation at $2.30, and number 5, Alert Fella. Yep, you called it right, Pete. Number 5, Alert Fella, has put some value into the trifecta if you've jagged it, $7.10. Kingpin, look, he had the 1-1. I thought coming around the home turn he would get his chance because there had been some pressure put on What a Chance down the back straight, but very disappointing Kingpin. And Aztec Bandit, well, Look, I think the driver probably was in some ways a victim of circumstances. It was run too slowly for anything to make ground. You could see that those horses racing right near the pace fought it out, finishing in the first 3 placings. So I wouldn't be too critical of the performance of Aztec Bandit, given the fact that he got back in a leader-dictated race. 3:10, 1:20, 2:30 and 7:10. Quinella 22.30. The running double on 7 and 1 has returned $35.40. And the trifecta, $414.20 on Wangaratta race 5. 2 legs of the quaddie down to be alive. You need number 7, Show of Hands, which was a bit of an upset in the first leg of the quaddie, returning about $8 into number 1, What a Chance. There you see Show of Hands won the first leg of the quaddie. And the key to that race is that you had a 3s-on favourite beaten number 2, Cost You Lots. Into the second leg, What a Chance. Well, it had a battle with favouritism for Kingpin, who started favourite at 270, but What a Chance. If you found the first leg, there's no excuses for not finding the second leg of the quaddie there. So 2 down, 2 to go in what should be a pretty well, a bigger than usual dividend, because if you're part of the quaddie, you've got an extra 25,000, almost 26,000 of money from a carryover going into the pool.
And you can see there they didn't make any time in the first half of the last mile, 33 and 33, but then ran home in 30 and 29. And that's where it was pretty hard for horses coming from the back at that stage of the race. In fact, impossible.
Yeah, you're right. Still, Kingpin was entitled to run a place, I think, on the run he had. So disappointing Kingpin. Honest performance, the winner in Aztec Bandit. Nothing went right there.
And as far as the quaddie is concerned, Adam's just brought you up to date with the numbers there. At Wangaratta, it's 7 and 1 so far. And at Warrnambool, in the quaddie, it's 3 and 8. Marty Zaklat won the first leg, paying $5.60. And the favourite Kitty's Wish running in 3rd placing. Their favourite on the tote, it was much better odds than that with the bookmakers on course. And then the Wangoom Handicap was won by Mamselle Dienz, which paid $8.30 in a very wide open betting race. And the favourite Flashing Home from the tail of the field, More Action, a very good run, and just beaten by Mamselle Dienz. So the numbers for the quaddie at Warrnambool, numbers 3 and 8 after the first 2 legs. And the 3rd leg there is the next event for telecast, which is race 8. Interestingly, it's a maiden race in a quaddie leg. Something to do with the big field, no doubt. But, gee, I don't know. I would have thought maybe that even the Galleywood Hurdle, I think the punters might have probably been a little bit more content to have something like the Galleywood Hurdle as a leg of the quaddie.
Well, at least the form is in to the great part exposed in a race like that. Whereas here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6 first starters in the race, I think, by my count. So it does make it pretty hard for punters. I mean, if you take a quaddie and do your form and take the runners that have got form and you're beaten by a first starter, it can only leave a pretty sour taste in your mouth.
Well, here's someone who might be able to shed some light on it. In fact, 2 gentlemen who might be able to shed some light on it, John Bell and trainer Terry O'Sullivan.
Yeah, thanks, Pete. It looked a tough leg of the quaddie, and that's certainly the way it's panning out. For the people at home, I hope you've got number 17 in, because that's where all the money is. Number 17, Voodaloo, opened up at 3 times the each way at $13, has firmed in 5 points. So it's been a sizable go here on number 7, Voodaloo, who was beaten at Matoa at its first start, with an 8 to 1 chance, beaten 6 1/4 lengths there. Billy Strigg to ride today. So would need to improve a little bit on that. That was back in October 97. So the horse has obviously improved a fair bit since then. And, well, if you've got it in the quaddie, you're looking good. If you haven't, you may have to do some laying off at this early stage. Terry O'Sullivan's joined me. He's got the top weight Abermine in this race. And Terry, the horse is pretty close to breaking through.
He is, John, but, you know, huge concern about the wet track. We scratched him from Donald the other day because of the wet, and at this stage you can't just keep scratching him, and you got to run. So we were hoping to get a little bit firmer ground, but he's drawn out and he's got nice speed, so they've all got to go through it, but we've got a big question mark on the ground.
Yeah, well, that's certainly important information, because he's one of the leading chances at this stage. He's had 2 runs this time in. Both have been pretty good.
Yeah, he did handle Hamilton quite well. Stall the other day got back and it was a little bit cut up on the inside, and got in a little bit of trouble there, and then only battled up the straight, but and it was second up, so a couple of excuses there. But as I said before, a big question mark on the ground.
Okay, Terry, thanks very much for that information. Hopefully that's not the case and you win.
I hope so, John. That other horse you were mentioning before, when he did run at Matoa, he missed the start very badly and the run was quite good.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, geez, you are a wealth of information. trying to take my job next. Good luck, Terry.
Righto, good. Thanks, John.
Terry O'Sullivan there. Well, that is certainly great information for if you do fancy Voodaloo, that the horse missed the start hopelessly. And the run is much better than it appears on paper, and the money's come in for the horse. It's firmed 5 points, and you're still getting 2 points of value on the tote. We'll have a run through here because there's a lot of first starters, and the market's probably the best guide there. The top weight, Abermine, opened up second favourite at $4, has drifted 2 points. Number 2, Birthday Pride, only had 2 runs to date and improved last start at Swan Hill. Has drifted markedly in the betting ring. He's out to around a $21 chance, a drift of 10 points. Number 3, Nick Knock from the Jocker Bailey camp. And Jocker's horses are always kept very safe here playing on his home track. He always has a winner over the carnival. He had one yesterday. Opened up at $7 with the bookmakers, so they took no risks there. It's drifted 14 points since, so the tote's roundabout spot on. Number 4, London to Seattle, has the blinkers on for the first time. This horse has come all the way from Mildura, so there's some sort of lead there. Neville Wilson to ride, but has drawn terribly in the outside gate. In the betting ring, opened up at 2 times the each way quote, drifted 8 points, just late in betting has firmed 2 points, but bookmakers are offering $15, only $8 on the tote, so a big discrepancy there. Number 6 has been a very big drifter also, drifted 20 points. Number 7, Oppo, opened the equal favourite at $3.50, has drifted a half point, so a touch of value on the tote. Number 5, Pyramid Gold, has the blinkers on for the first time today, opened up equal favourite at $3.50. Now they're betting $5.50, so out 2 points. Number 9, one of the first starters from the Ron Gravett camp, has been a big drifter, a 6-point drifter, but you're still getting, well, about 8 points of value on the tote. Number 11, Voodoo Joe, has been a drifter to the tune of 3 points. You're a shade under on the tote at this stage, about a point under. Number 11, She's a Tar, is been a drifter of 10 points. Out to around the $21 mark. Number 13, Grey Olive, another first starter, has been a 10-point drifter. You're getting 10 points of value on the tote. Number 14, Halabella, has also been a very big drifter. $74 on the totes, 30 points of value. Number 16 is also a drifter of 8 points, out to 5 times the each way quote. Voodaloo, as we've spoken about, is a firmer of 5 points and the best supported horse in this race by a mile. It's into $8 with the bookmakers now after they bet 13. And the bottom horse, Salavor, has also been a drifter from the Kelvin Burke camp. However, you're getting 95 points of value if you do fancy Salavor, only at $21 with the bookmakers at this stage. So a lot of value there. But a tricky race coming up. The market suggests that you certainly include Voodaloo. I've tipped number 7, Oppo, back to its right class. Forget the Ballarat run last start. Its previous 2 runs were quite handy and suggest that a maiden win is just around the corner. But the money is certainly with number 17, Voodaloo.
Thanks for that, John. We'll just have... Yep, okay, we'll take it back here. Oppo and Pyramid Gold, as the screen shows you, there are equal favourites. Pyramid Gold has been easy. Look at that money for Voodaloo. You can see $14.50 into $7.90. Yes, this will be a pretty good performance if they can get this one up on its only performance to date. $7.90 Voodaloo. Very big firmer. Let's go up to Wangaratta now, where Robbie Orber's waiting for us.
Yes, thanks, Adam. After running of race 5, we saw number 1, What a Chance, score for Sam Pellegrino and his driver, Max Wishart. And Max, well, I suppose it's good scenery up here at Wangaratta, and What a Chance has led all the way.
Yeah, he went very good, Rob, yeah.
Well, last time I saw him lead, it was at Stawell a few starts ago, and he just wouldn't go in front.
Yeah, he's a funny horse. Like he's a good beginner from a stand. He's a good horse to drive, but if he don't want to go, don't matter what you do much, he won't go.
We travelled a lot more kindly in front today. The last 50 though, he still nearly turned it up.
Yeah, Sam changed his gear a bit and changed his work, and he said, I think he'll go a lot better today.
And he definitely did it. On ability, look, he's a very handy horse, and when you go through his form, I think he's had, lifetime 31 starts now for 4 wins and 10 placings, so he's never been far away.
You know, he's only a 3-year-old, and he's done a pretty good job, really, and you know, I just hope he gets better.
All right, Max, thanks very much, and good luck, and well done with What a Chance.
Thanks, Rob.
Max Wishart.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Rob. Getting set for the next at the Bull. In fact, they're only about, well, they're ticking up to right on start time here. $4.40 now for the favourite, number 7, and $4.90 for number 8. You can see a little bit of an update about to come through there. Oppo has just claimed favouritism from Pyramid Boy, and they're set to go. Pyramid Gold, I should say. Let's go down to the track where one of the Bryans will call it for us.
Brian Blackmore is your commentator for race 8, and 1 or 2 making a dive towards the outside. Here's Brian now.
Now they settle again.
Still waiting for that signal to come from behind the gates. It's a tentative one at the moment. Can't make up his mind whether to let them go or not now. The all clear's there. They're racing. They've come away in a reasonably fair line. Abermine, Scadaba and London to Seattle. Raff and Lee away quickly with Nick Knock. Nearer the inside, Oppo driving up to hold a forward position with Murback there. Behind those runners as they settle, She's a Tat, Voodoo Joe on the inside, Pyramid Gold. Well back early was Grey Olive. Behind it then well back as Voodaloo with Birthday Pride, and tailed off is Halabella. Coming off the back, 700 out. Abermine holds the inside from Nick Knock. London to Seattle, a length and a half to Oppo sitting in the box seat from Murback. Revenley out 3 deep and 2 lengths further back to Pyramid Gold, Voodoo Joe. Then She's a Tat well back there at the head of the others, Salivor, followed by Scadaba, Grey Olive, Birthday Pride back with Voodaloo, and Forget Halabella. 400 metres out. Abermine hard against the inside in front of Nick Knock. The widest runner, London Seattle, coming around them there deep is Murback. Oppo waiting for the run near the inside. It's there too as they turn, where Abermine, the leader, Oppo very quickly ranges up on the outside. Murback out deep at 200 from home, and Oppo goes for home. Oppo got away here from Abermine, Murback. Voodoo Joe down the outside, but Oppo opens up, and Oppo is going to bolt in. Oppo streets and wins by 6, 7, 8 lengths maybe on the line. Second, Murback. Voodoo Joe's got third. Voodaloo got home strongly from Birthday Pride. Then Raff and Lee behind it was Salivor. Pyramid Gold. Halabella made some ground from London to Seattle. Nick Knock. Abermine knocked up. Scadaba well back. Grey Olive, and last in She's a Tat.
Oppo had something on them and opened up $5.30, and you can expect about $4.50 for number 7 Oppo, ridden by Gary Murphy. Second placing going to number 6 Murvac with Nicky Lauder in the saddle, and third was number 11 Voodoo Joe with Marie Payne. But once Gary Murphy asked this for an effort at the 200, right at that point, Adam, it just found 2 or 3 lengths on them, and that was the end of it.
Yeah, I should have known the colours. I saw them coming around the home turn. I said, what's this one here, under about 7 grips in behind them? And yeah, you're right, it had the race won as soon as it saw daylight, and placed at its first 2 starts, Oppo. Then at its most recent run went to Ballarat. Was in a class 1 there. It was strongly fancied in the race, but got into a little bit of trouble and was vetted after the race. You could see the money was there to suggest it had run well there today and had taken no harm from Ballarat. 5.30 into 4.50.
Yep, 4.50 and 1.80 for the winner, Oppo. Second, Murvac should pay about $8.20 for the place. And third home, number 11, Voodoo Joe, expect about $3.80. So the numbers there, 7, 6 and 11 will have the official dividends on race 8 at Warrnambool on the other side of this break.
To develop it as a fantastic facility for aged care.
Har Shavua presents issues relevant to the Jewish community of Melbourne.
Of the United Jewish Education Board.
Culture, religion, youth and current issues make Har Shavua a diverse and interesting program.
They learn to read and write Hebrew.
I've just been in Israel the past year and doing this...
Har Shavua, Thursdays at 7:30, here on Channel 31.
Coming up tomorrow night on Northern Community News, Northwest's unemployment underestimated. A bank closure has been opposed, CityLink project under fire, controversy over the new Metcard ticketing system, and the City of Whittlesea's 4th logo. And in sport, the Calder Cannons defeat the Western Jets, and Keilor Thunder scores its 2nd win. All that, plus the community bulletins here on Northern Community News, 8:15 p.m. tomorrow night on Channel 31.
Hello, I'm Mirella Killingsworth with the weather forecast. Today fine, partly cloudy with a freshening wind, a maximum of 17 degrees. Tomorrow a few showers with a cold southerly wind, an overnight low tonight of 9 degrees and a top tomorrow 15 degrees. On Friday a few showers and 14 degrees. On Saturday a shower or 2 clearing and 15 degrees. And now for the current temperatures. Remember, Channel 31 is the only television station in Melbourne to give you hourly suburban temperatures. Geelong Airport, and Lara 17.2. Melbourne Airport and Upfield 17, Laverton and Ascot Vale 17.3, Cerberus and Macrae 16.5, Moorabbin and Caulfield 16.4, Frankston and Hampton Park 14.9, Mount Dandenong and Callista 11.9. In Brunswick and here in the city the temperature is 17.9 degrees. And that's all for the weather for the moment. I'll see you again in about an hour. Now it's over to John Bell at Warrnambool. See you soon.
Welcome back to Midweek at the Races on Channel 31. Race 8 at Hamilton was won very impressively by number 7 Opo, trained by Kelvin Burke. Kelvin, geez, it won by halfway.
At Warrnambool.
Where did I say? Hamilton. What did I say?
Hamilton.
Yeah, I was thinking of those glorious days of the Hamilton Cup a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
But whether it be Hamilton or Warrnambool, it won pretty easy.
Yeah, he went good today, didn't he? Yeah. Well, we've been sort of half waiting for those conditions, soft ground and that. I think that breed handle it, so... And, yeah, he had a nice run and he got him out in the right spot and that on the right ground, so...
Well, Warrnambool wouldn't be the same without you having some influence here.
No, well... The way my horse had been going, I didn't look like having any influence, but anyhow, it was nice to see him get home, anyhow.
Well, what happened there at Ballarat last start?
Ballarat. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
He ran last?
Yeah. I stepped him up to 1400 and I don't know, he pulled up sore. There's something wrong with him, I'm not quite sure, but we just freshened him up and tried to bring him here. All his owners are down from Queensland and that, so they'll be happy about that.
Certainly will be happy and have a big night tonight. Now, your son David's got a runner in the last in Scarlet Ruler, which I see you part own.
Yeah, but he don't improve it shortly, I'll be taking it off him.
Well, he has done a fair job, Scarlet Ruler, and...
not when I back him. not when he tips him to me, he don't go on that height. But anyhow, these conditions suit the horse all right, but he'll get back, so it'll probably be difficult for him, you know.
Yeah, just need a little bit of luck.
Yeah, a lot of luck, actually.
Okay, Kelvin. Well, congratulations on the win of Opo. Hopefully you can make it a family double later in the day.
Thanks, mate.
Kelvin Burke there.
Remember where you are.
Yeah, thanks, Kelvin. Good to see you. So, Opo, a very, very effortless winner there in race 8 at Hamilton, and Kelvin Burke in terrific form. He did start favourite. The well-backed Voodaloo never really got into contention. It was 12s into 7s. It drifted a point late in betting and got into 6-1 on the tote. So it was quite a decent go. Opo was 5-2 out to 7-2. So the totes paid spot on there at $4.50.
Thank you, John, wherever you are. I think he's at Warrnambool, isn't he?
Yeah, he's down at the Bull.
He doesn't know that. John Bell there with Kelvin Burke after race 8.
You can always trust Kelvin to keep you on your toes in a situation like that as well.
And so he should too.
Yes.
3, 8 and 7 are the quaddie numbers so far at Warrnambool, and the next event there is the last leg of the quaddie race 9, and that is due at 3:59. And there are the opening tote figures with Strange Addiction number 6, the tote favourite at this stage. $3.90 and $1.60. Other chances, number 3 Cotton on Flyer at $6 and $2.10. Also number 7 Bye Bye Buster with Alfie Matthews in the saddle, $5.50 and $1.90. Number 9 is, how are we going to pronounce this? Luhak.
Yeah, Luhak. I'll go that way.
$7.70 and $2.70. And also Over the Bay, number 11 is in contention at $8.70 and $2.30. So that's the tote call for race 9 at Warrnambool, and that is due to commence at 3:59. Don't forget, next Saturday night, of course, here on Channel 31, as usual, Rob and all of the team will be along for harness racing here at Moonee Valley. And no doubt you'll have all the news from the night before in Sydney with the Inter-Dominion Trotters Championship having commenced.
Yes, I'm on board Saturday night, and I'll be coming back from Harold Park on Saturday to bring you all the updated news there, fresh from the track, so to speak, where we'll have the first 2 rounds of the Trotters Inter-Dominion, and also the New South Wales Derby, in which Victoria will be represented by the promising Sly By, who's drawn the pole, and the brilliant filly Tailor Made Lombo for Chris Elford and Noel Alexander, starting from a little start from 2 horses out on the back row, Tailor Made Lombo.
And next Sunday is going to be a day with a bit of a difference here on Channel 31 because there is no Metropolitan Gallops meeting.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good to see us giving the country tracks a go. Not that we always don't here on 31, but yeah, it will be interesting. The actual metro focus will be on Moonee Valley Harness.
Yes, Moonee Valley Harness Racing, and there will be gallops at Seymour and Swan Hill. And speaking of Seymour, they've got a great day planned for Mother's Day. It's a wine, food and racing festival. The $30,000 Dan Zero Classic for 3-year-old fillies, and you've got the best of the Goulburn Valley wines, international gourmet food. Now there's a special Mother's Day package for $25, and this is pretty good value. That includes admission, race book, glass of champagne for the ladies on arrival. That's discrimination, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Hot carvery lunch, dessert, tea and coffee, all for $25, so that's a very good deal. And that's at Seymour on Sunday, big Mother's Day meeting. And if you want some details, you can phone the club on 5799 1681. 5799 1681. Big day at Seymour on Sunday. Swan Hill Gallops as well here on Channel 31, as Adam said. Moonee Valley Harness Racing. And then next Wednesday, our midweek at the races will be at Sandown and Harness Racing coming up from Bendigo. Speaking of harness racing, our next is at Wangaratta, and that is race 6 on the card. We're about 11 minutes away from the start of this, and there are no scratchings in a full field of 10.
One to beat without question is the pole marker, number 1, Man on a Mission. We've seen this guy start short before and disappoint, but gee, he mightn't have won in his past 5 or 6 starts, but he's run some good races in much better company than this. He has the aid of the pole, is a good beginner from a stand start and deserves to be favourite. Perhaps not quite as short as the $1.70 he is at the moment. Next pick, number 9, Young Scrubby, also a chance given to number 5, Dio. Bullingar Tealsby could run a bit of a race here, and Lightburn Lad could probably get into the placings also. But Man on a Mission deserves to be favourite, but I'd want about $2 to back him.
Well, hopefully you've managed to back a winner so far here on Channel 31. We've had 13 races down, and we've still got 5 to go. 3 from Wangaratta and a couple to come from Warrnambool. Stay with us. We'll be with you right through until after 5 o'clock today. And you're watching Midweek at the Races here on 31.
UK Today investigates lifestyle, arts, entertainment and history from Britain.
This is Bristol, southwest England, a city port that grew rich from maritime trade.
A weekly British postcard featuring specific issues of modern British life. Britain's UK Today, each week here on Channel 31. And its relevance to today's world.
God's word and share it with you week by week is because this word is a living word.
Issues of faith, morality and respect from a Christian perspective.
No matter how strange it seems to us, no matter how much it might sort of shock us, that this is God's way of doing things. Wicked, we think of meaning evil. Wicked also.
The Living Word with Chris Field, Tuesdays at 6, here on Channel 31.